Okay, hey, Ryan here with Annalisa from Inside Real Estate. We're here with this webinar, How to Fuel Your kvCORE System with Fresh Contacts, Traffic, and Leads. Hello, Annalisa.
Hello, sir.
Let's go ahead and dive on into the next slide. And the next slide here has the key premise that we're starting with, and that's that kvCORE's CRM and powerful automation features are capable of generating you conversations that lead to closings, meaning that our smart CRM, our automatic property alerts, the behavioral messaging that goes out, all that stuff, if you can generate conversations that lead to closings, but the system needs fuel. And we have a nice picture there of a gas tank nozzle and money coming out the other side.
Right.
Nothing is going to happen if we don't fuel this thing with fresh traffic, contacts, and leads. And that's what we're going to do in this webinar. We're going to talk about the different ways for you to get this done to fuel the kvCORE system. Now, I've kind of come up with two concepts here, and feel free to butt in, Annalisa. But I've broken it down into two main gas stations for the purpose of this presentation. The first gas station is going to be found in the lead engine in kvCORE. That's a navigation item on the left side of kvCORE called the lead engine. And the second one will be found in our marketplace offerings page. And I kind of have those two URLs right there. They're very easy to find when you log into kvCORE. And I think this is a good opportunity, Annalisa, to also mention the two links at the bottom of the page, which I kind of skipped over. And that is, don't forget to check out our fun Facebook group down there in the green. And if you do want to access these slides, they're available at insiderealestate.com/slides later. And we will make sure that you have access to this recording. You probably already have the link if you're watching this right now, but all of our webinars are recorded at insiderealestate.com/webinars. All right, so let's jump on into those two main gas stations. What's the first one we have on the lead engine page? I think it's the landing page generator. And what the landing page generator does, it allows you to build focused, direct response type offers around videos, webinars, PDFs, property searches, individual properties, and search links. Basically, any content related to real estate that you want to give away, you can do with these pages. And Annalisa, I'll let you take over for a minute and kind of give everybody a quick tour of the landing page generator.
Sure. And the cool thing about these is when you speak to the landing page generator, which is via the lead engine, which is your option down on the left-hand side of kvCORE, and then the landing page generator, when you utilize a hashtag within that, it's going to automate, or you can trigger those automations with a smart campaign and listing alerts, which is pretty awesome. Now, when you're building a landing page, the first one that comes up is the lead gen landing page. And the whole point of this page is you're saying, hey, contact, if you drop in your contact information and click this button, we're going to give you this information. And within about 10 seconds, that groovy information lands on your dashboard as a new contact the moment they opt in. So it's going to provide them with information and drop them into your contact database for follow-up.
Yeah, and two main points here. First off, you have the hashtag. If you go back to that page, when you build your landing page, you can set a hashtag, and from there, hashtags allow you to set things like auto alerts, smart campaigns. You can automatically tailor the follow-up based on the offer. And then the other big thing here, Annalisa, that's at play, I just want to talk a little bit about why these pages can be so effective. And that's because they are not littered with a bunch of other navigation. There's not much option other than to enter the info or leave. So you can see as high as, say, a 30, 40, 50, even up to an 80% opt-in on these pages if you're crafting the right messages.
Yeah, it's very dynamic, and pretty much you can use whatever link you want to send to people, or even if it's a PDF on your Google Drive, you can also direct them to that and still land them as a contact almost immediately.
Right. So we're trying to cover a lot today. So what we're going to do, Annalisa, is I'm going to put some of our earlier webinars with a lot of specific landing page generator examples onto the slide that we have on the screen for people to look at. So that'll probably be there by the time you access insiderealestate.com/slides. But that is the one first way that you can get leads flowing in. It is to show people a landing page, drive traffic from sites like Google, Facebook. You can use social media, lots of different ways to get people flowing through your landing pages and becoming leads in kvCORE, where the automation takes over. What's next?
Alrighty, so next we're moving on to squeeze links. They're like Lay's chips. Like you make one, you gotta make more because they're easy and they're like little delicious bites for people to sign up as a lead.
Gotcha.
Now,
So,
go ahead.
You made me hungry with that analogy.
Oh.
I was a little distracted, but yeah, basically squeeze links. You can build them for individual properties, unique IDX searches, and if you share them consistently on social media, you can generate free leads. And I guess you were about to show us how to create one of these things in kvCORE.
Yes. So we're going to go back into that lead engine, and we're going to open up a squeeze page. So if you're new to this, you just pop down this left-hand side, click lead engine, and then go into your IDX squeeze page. Now, the whole gist of this is we're going to be pulling information from the MLS of which you're connected via your brokerage. So we're pulling all of this data for you. And you can drop in a city, county, zip code into this area. Or you can opt to draw a polygon map, which is pretty rad because you can click in here and maybe somebody wants to be, east of the turnpike. You can actually draw that out. And as you delineate further, you can choose your listing types, as well as drop in your price mins and maxes, bed, bath, wants, as well as different types of options. So you can identify, maybe you just want to send just listed, or open houses, newly built, horse properties, reduced. That's a real big one. Everybody likes to look at a deal. But you have all of these different options to build in. And you have the ability to build in your source code and hashtag, which lends itself to your business analytic information. So it's all wrapped up and available to you and really in one dashboard, which is your kvCORE platform.
Yeah, so you can share your links. You can also delay the number of views before registration. There are just a lot of kvCORE users who use the one strategy where they'll post a property search of the day or a property of the day to their Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and you can use that approach to generate lots of free leads using the system. So the squeeze page generator is definitely a powerful feature, probably the most popular, Annalisa, I would say. Yeah. And then just maybe we want to show people, kind of how it looks if you go to one of the links that you built.
Oh, sure. I was going to just pop over to the learning portal real quick.
Yep.
About the other. You can access a social media protocol via your core learning portal.
So in the core learning portal, we have a course that shows you this strategy where you build squeeze links and you post them daily. And it's called, I think, social posting for leads or something like that. If you type social, as Annalise is doing up there in the learning portal. And again, the learning portal is accessible from the bottom left of the kvCORE dashboard. So definitely check out this course if you want to pursue the IDX squeeze page building strategy. And Annalisa, do you want to show the link you have on the screen? You want to just go to one of those links and kind of show people what we're talking about, how the system will get, as somebody clicks one of your links, how it makes them opt in and become a lead?
Absolutely. So what I have is this direct link or short link. You can grab either one of these and go to your social media of choice. I'm just going to jump into our Facebook group. And you just drop your link in. Oh my goodness, this is
a little slow today.
And then you can just post it. And when the contacts click through to this, it takes them directly to those results and the most updated results we can possibly pull at the time and shows them the property. So it's basically a live dynamic link, which is great. Yeah, now, I'm already signed in as a contact, so it's not going to prompt me to sign in, but this is what the end user experience will be for that consumer.
Yeah, they'll be required to register. And if you want to give your agents, if you're watching this and you're a team leader or you're a broker owner, if you want to give your agents a free way to generate consistent leads with kvCORE, it's as easy as that. You just go ahead, you build a social link, a property of the day, a search of the day, you post it to Facebook. The whole thing takes 3 minutes. You can even schedule your posts out into the future. And this protocol course will actually show your agents and you how to do all of this. So yeah, Annalisa, that's method number 2 for fueling the kvCORE system via the lead engine, using the squeeze links generator and posting links on social media. I should mention also, you can drive traffic with paid ads too from Facebook and Google, and a lot of our users do that as well. If you don't want to take the time and you just want to set it and forget it, it's also an option.
Well, and just as an aside, pro tip, use API Nation to bridge those Facebook contacts into kvCORE because it's free.
Yeah, there you go. So what's number 3?
Okay, we got smart numbers and custom text codes.
Yeah.
So this is where.
Yeah, so I was going to say, up on the right, you can see some examples of what we're talking about. And I think everybody watching this has probably done this themselves, where you've texted a code over to a number and you've gotten a piece of information back. Probably the biggest value proposition here, and I'll let you show how to do this here in a second, Annalise.
Yeah.
But the biggest value proposition is that you're going to generate a real cell number lead anytime somebody interacts, because they need to be on their cell number in order to text the code.
Right. And it's super handy really on any type of media, whether it's print ad or online. It's very effective. Now, to create a custom text code with the smart number, you're going to actually go back into your lead engine and click into call capture. And this is where it says use your smart number for smart advertising. Now, to build a custom text code, you're going to look over here to the right-hand side. And this is where all of the custom text codes that you create live. And you scroll, and in my case, you keep scrolling, and click Add New. And this is where you build your call to action. So what do you want people to text to respond? So maybe this is, custom text code is value. And that could be a house valuation call to action. Or maybe it's text, Frontier Street, because that is the name of the address that matches up with this MLS number. Or you can drop in a message or a link and connect a specific smart number. So if you're using the brokerage smart number or one you have purchased. And then add, and then the system will create your custom text code. So now if a contact texts my smart number of 949-356-9220, it's immediately going to get information regarding this listing.
Right. So you can put your numbers on your for sale signs, newspaper advertising. Print isn't totally dead yet. You can put them on postcards, all different places, billboards, in your digital advertising. I have personally had a lot of success and have seen a lot of agents have success running paid Facebook ads with a text code embedded in the ad copy. And there's just all different places to advertise, as Annalise is showing on the screen there, with smart numbers and custom text codes. Right.
And it's great if you are going to be running an Instagram photo as well. So you can drop that custom text code on the photo, load it up to Instagram, out it goes.
Oh, yeah. Good point. What's next?
Well, now we're going to speak to the Open House app, which is pretty groovy. So what do you got for us?
Well, we all know open houses might not be the most fun, right? You got to give up your Saturday or Sunday, but it's also open houses are also a wonderful free way, especially for new agents, to get belly to belly with people who might buy or sell someday. One of the problems with open houses historically, of course, is that it can be tough to capture the info of the people coming in. And kvCORE's open house app allows you to capture that info. You simply, have your tablet ready to your phone and say, hey, would you please sign in? So the seller knows who was here, whatever script you use for that. And the beauty is that you can push the leads into kvCORE with a hashtag so that you can have an automatic follow-up smart campaign. I think we have a templated one, right? For open houses that will go out to those buyers and convert them on Monday, Tuesday into the week into more conversations. So
yeah, it's just another part of that automated process that helps you get that fuel. It's pretty amazing. And you can customize, what you're going to be asking for at that open house. And some people just get a kiosk, lock it down, people sign in, and away they go.
So when you say you can customize what you ask for, you mean which contact info, do you want a phone number, and so on, right?
Correct. Yes. Do you have an agent? That type of question.
So this is built in. This is built into the kvCORE app in the iPhone and Android stores, right? Which, by the way, does a lot of other stuff too that we don't have time to talk about here today. But the app itself is a wonderful way to capture leads into the system if you're belly to belly with people.
Yes.
What's next?
Well, next we're going to speak a bit about Craigslist and using our unique kvCORE specialized Chrome extension to get those listings into Craigslist really quickly.
The long and short of it is that you're able to click the kvCORE extension, which you can see up in Annalise's up the right side, top right of the page. You see kind of a little circle there. One of her extensions is for kvCORE. And what happens is, Annalise is about to do it here, is you can click to post a listing to Craigslist. And let's see if she has it installed.
Yep.
You do. Good job.
Well, thanks.
And then this is really cool. Everything you see happening on the screen right now is automated. It's just kind of happening on Annalise's computer. The extension is doing it. And you can see how much time was saved right there. There's an unpublished draft for this listing. It uploads the images as well, right? I believe.
Yes, it can.
And,
It'll pull the primary image of the listing. It doesn't look like it did in this particular case, but that's the norm.
Yep. And then you can see down at the bottom it says info and pics, please text Annalisa to the number. Now you can, what I like to do is kind of put an additional little text code in there.
Yes.
So a lot of us will end up with one text code that we build our businesses around, like text X for fixer-uppers or for income properties. You can add a little extra spice here quickly by pasting that in. But all of the hard legwork is done by the Chrome extension. And if you and your agents get into the habit of doing this maybe once a day, over time, you will generate business. Of course, remember that people who are on Craigslist actively searching for real estate have pretty high intent because they've gone out of their way to go to Craigslist and search for real estate. So these can be pretty high quality leads. And just because not a lot of agents have been using Craigslist lately, don't think that it's dead. I think that the agents who are still using Craigslist are benefiting from the fact that a lot of the industry has forgot about this great source, and you can leverage it, the kvCORE Chrome extension really easily.
And really, you can create a custom text code call to action for anything, and these are just a couple of suggestions.
Yep. Another hack, Annalisa, I'll share. I like to I have an image that I store on my computer that I upload alongside all my Craigslist posts, and it says, it's like text deals to number to get a list of St. Pete, Florida foreclosures. And you can put that in just make a picture that says that. It's really cool stuff. I'll include an example of that on the slide so everybody can see what I'm talking about.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So let's move on over to the huge dynamic Property Boost tool. I love this thing.
Yep. So let's transition, Annalisa. I just want to mention, so up till now, we've talked about the stuff in the kvCORE lead engine. And these were kind of tools that kvCORE has to offer. And I'm sure we skipped a lot of, I always forget stuff we have, but those are kind of the main things that a lot of our users are using, the 4 or 5 main tools. And as you probably noticed, a lot of those require some work to be done by you and your agents, right? You're going to be at the open house. You're going to do the Craigslist every day. You're going to create those squeeze links. You're doing the work, and these are tools you can use. Now we're transitioning into our marketplace options, the second gas station, so to speak. And these are going to be items where you just push a button, you order from Marketplace, and the fuel starts going into kvCORE in the form of contacts, homeowners and renters who might buy or sell with you someday. And that's where we land here with the first one, and my favorite one, because I know that it gives the most bang for the buck of anything we have to offer, and that is Property Boost.
It's so awesome.
Yep. So Property Boost, I'll go ahead and explain it because I talk about it all day. Over on the right side, you can see kind of a GIF there in action. And what you see is an example ad being posted on Facebook. And you can see the info from Facebook on file that Facebook has on file is submitted. So it pre-fills the name, email, phone number of the person on Facebook, the cell number that person has given Facebook into a form. The person clicks continue to get to the info. And what you end up with 95% or more of the time is an accurate name, email, and cell number. So that's an important point. Next point here is that we do use AI, artificial intelligence, to attract nearby homeowners and renters on Facebook in 2 different ways. One is we leverage Facebook's AI to find people most likely to buy or sell. And the way that happens is we feed Facebook lots of different variations with our own AI of the ads, and we let Facebook figure out which ads are most likely to resonate with people who are willing to fill out that form. So at the end of the day, what happens is the leads come in from between $4 to $8 in most markets, and a very affordable cost, considering the fact that you're getting a real cell number that you can then automatically text, right, with the automation. You're going to be sending emails in your Smart Campaign follow-ups, and Property Boost is just a very efficient way to get contacts coming in and generate conversations as the automatic texts and emails go out. I know I'm talking fast because there's a lot of points here with Property Boost, and I don't want to monopolize it. So that's the one side of Property Boost where it's kind of generating you a lead. What Annalisa is highlighting now is the second component of Property Boost, where it really makes your seller clients happy. Property Boost can be configured. You can plug in the email of your seller, and it'll send a daily traffic update letting the seller know that you're doing stuff for them. Property Boost will also help you sell your listings faster because you're getting a lot of exposure. Most boosts get a couple of thousand up to 10,000 or more, depending on the length of the boost you choose, impressions. So you get a lot of exposure. And you also get the ability to go back to your seller, say 2, 4 weeks in and say, hey, we ran a lot of Facebook advertising, thousands of people looked, but nobody is really requesting showings or making offers. It might be time for a price reduction. So you can justify that reduction with real data. So the last two things I have there as a strategy, what I recommend to a lot of people who would rather just spend and push a button and have things happen automatically, is to start boosting every listing you get for at least 1 week. You can do that from 1 to 5 weeks, and then see which of the listings really resonate with the market and really generate a lot of volume. Sometimes it'll be the picture, sometimes it'll be the price range. And on those listings that really resonate, go ahead and go back and boost those for longer periods in order to really fuel your gas tank here, your kvCORE system with as a leads that are as affordable as possible. So, if you're a listing agent and you have, 5 listings, you run all 5 in a month and you find that one of them generates a ton of activity, keep the foot on the gas pedal, more or less. And then the last bullet point there, Annalise is showing kind of how you order a property boost. You can do it from the listing page or directly from the marketplace page. And the last point there is that if you are a broker owner or a team leader and you have a lot of inventory and you would like to talk about bulk pricing on doing property boosts for your whole office or for a certain price segment of all the listing in your office, we do have a number of offices doing that with us and are getting glowing reviews on this product. It's just a highly leveraged, lots of bang for your buck product, because you're not only generating leads, but you're also selling your listings and getting exposure for your listings, which of course is what we're here to do. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. What's next? Core, Facebook,
AI ads.
Yeah, you want to take this one?
Sure. Well, these do start at $250 a month, and they're very similar in execution to the property boost. However, it's based on searches like just listed. So it's going to generate the name, email, cell phone, the number of information that Facebook has on file, very similar to property boost. It just pulls it right in. You've got that lead average from 4 to 10 in most markets, which is fantastic. And 25% of that budget goes to retargeting, which is incredibly dynamic and helpful.
Targeting is basically where anybody who has visited your website is going to start seeing these Facebook ads, whether or not they were generated by this product or not. It's an important distinction. So if you have a past client or a new buyer lead that you manually put in through, say, Craigslist or the Open House app, they're actually going to start seeing some of these, see a recent list of just listed properties on Facebook through this product. So,
yeah, it's pretty awesome. And similar to, landing pages and squeeze pages, you can also set up these automated listing alerts and smart campaigns based on that hashtag. So you can trigger those automations to happen the moment that contact lands in your database.
Yeah,
and this,
very important.
Go ahead.
Yeah, very important. And in the strategic side of this, as opposed to property boost, where you're kind of doing it a la carte, $60 at a time, 1 week at a time, the core AI ads they happen automatically month round. So they're excellent for short and long-term database building and give you a component of consistency that will help you eliminate the peaks and valleys in your business. And I have a little bit of math there at the bottom. And if you run through these numbers, I've done this exercise a lot, but assume a 1% conversion over the first 12 months that you're doing this, and assume that it's $10 a lead. It shouldn't come out that high, but just for round numbers. And if you put that up against what your average commission side is and what you're willing to pay for a referral in most cases, you're going to get pretty excited, because this almost always beats paying a 20% referral fee all day long. And you can scale this as big as you want. You can spend more than $250 a month if you want using this push button method.
And I do think it's a good idea to point out that this is a commitment. So it's not, do you say, okay, I had it for 2 weeks, now what? It's more of a marathon over a sprint, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Our team here who runs the advertising, we see a lot of people who try this for a month or two and they get a little dismayed. But really, this is real estate's a numbers game. It's a long-term process. And if you really let this run for, say, 6 to 12 months, that's when the results start to really accelerates. So yeah, great point, Annalisa. I'm going to say it up front, just don't go buy this unless you can afford to hang with it for 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, and it's definitely a sound investment. You just have to stay the course.
Yep.
Alrighty, so let's talk a bit about the Goog, the Google pay-per-click ads.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead. They start at $500 a month. you can go ahead and finish off the slide. I want to hear
Sure.
your take on this, since this is a program that I've designed, but I want to hear what people think of think of it.
Okay. Well, with Google, you're usually getting a more high intent lead. So these are people that are really further along that decision-making process. So they can most likely, know if they're pre-qualified or have a lender, know what they're seeking, and a timeline. So that's usually the type of lead you're going to land with Google pay-per-click. And you also have these leads opt in through a pop-up, which is about, what, an 11% or so opt-in?
Yeah, that's our global, is about 11%.
Yeah.
And like you said, they're actively searching. If you see over on the right, it's somebody's typing in, say, Seminole, Florida real estate.
Right.
And the distinction there is that, versus Facebook, where somebody's being interrupted with a lead, with an ad, right? They weren't thinking about real estate a minute ago, but they're interrupted. On Google, they actually took some time, went to Google, and intentionally typed that in. So there's higher intent.
And these will have an average of 10 to 20 bucks a lead. And, this is going to depend on market, time of year. There's all sorts of factors that can attribute that lead cost.
Yep.
And again, this is one of those things, if you want a fast, low-hanging fruit type of contact, but you need to also follow up fast and consistently with these PPC ads. So, again, these people are just further along in that decision-making process.
Yeah, that's a big point. Google is those people are going to have a higher intent and be more likely to buy, say, in the next 3 months than the people on Facebook. But if you don't call them right away, or shoot a text or email some valuable information, like some of the hottest deals you know about in your area, and you don't stay on top of it, you're not going to get the results you want. So I always like to warn people. I love to see people click the button and order these products, because I know that it'll help eliminate the peaks and valleys, keep the gas coming into kvCORE. But it always is important that we caution that you do need to do some work on the back end to make sure that these convert.
Yes, it's kind of like making sure you have the oil change, filters are clean, all that good stuff.
That's a really good point. We should do a separate webinar about the oil change concept. And I would relate.
What's the carburetor?
Well, yeah, because it's kind of, like if you think about our smart campaigns, going back every few months and tweaking your smart campaigns, to me, would be like getting an oil change. So I love that metaphor.
So really, which options should I use? I'm sure you have some questions like, okay, I've heard this. What do I do now? How do I jump into this? So really, I'd say budget. You got to take a real hard look at your budget, what you're projecting, and start there.
Yeah, definitely. This is, especially for new agents, it's a hard thing to get over. But you have to start to think like a business person, and maybe allocate a certain percentage of every deal you do, set aside some money. But if you don't have any money at all and you're starting with no budget, then you do have the lead engine options that we mentioned at the beginning, which are generally free and just require a little bit of time.
Right, and it's investing in yourself, really. When you invest in that setup and then have that follow-up automated, it's golden. Yep.
Yeah. On the time question too, the one reason we have that bullet point in there is to, I know a lot of people will go and spend the time every day to run the Craigslist ads, do social posting, but sometimes pushing that easy button for a property boost or the Facebook ads actually makes more sense. If you're out there belly to belly with people making $100 an hour, don't get tied up doing that $10 to $20 an hour work. Yeah, so I would say if you do have listings, Property Boost is a no-brainer, because you're going to get leads from the listings and you have to market your listing anyway. So no matter what budget you have, if you have the inventory, do Property Boost. Unless you're doing Facebook advertising for your listings on your own. If you're not already, this is just a point-and-click, simple way to get exposure and leads from your listings.
Right.
The last bullet point there, of course, is the Facebook and Google advertising. That's kind of at the bottom, and that's where you're at if you have more money than time, right? If you're already busy, if you're trying to feed a whole team with leads in a leveraged fashion, you want to be able to track everything in kvCORE. Remember, all these leads come in with hashtags, sourcing. You can use our business analytics feature to see exactly which sources came in and which are generating deals from day to day, and those would be sort of where you're going to want to go if you're in that situation where you have the money and you need leverage.
Yes.
So this is a great, I'm really glad you're showing that. You're kind of showing the results of the gas going into tank on the business analytics page.
And now I guess we're going to speak to some pro tips, and making sure you always set up your follow-up for either right before or right after generating leads, getting those hashtag-based alerts, smart campaigns triggering, and making sure these activities are really recurring appointments in your own calendar.
Right. So if you are going to commit to the squeeze page or the landing page strategy to posting to Craigslist every day on the free side of things, definitely put them on your Google Calendar and say, hey, every morning at 9:15, I am going to post an IDX squeeze link to my Facebook profile. And this is kind of how you systematize everything. If you go to the spending money version of things and you're going to be running Facebook and Google advertising, maybe you have an appointment with yourself once a month to evaluate the results of that by going to the business analytics page and just see how things are converting, make sure things are on course. And also, as you said, schedule time. I'll put a bullet point in there for your oil change, right? And that's where you're going to tweak your follow-up processes and you're going to grease the gears there.
And then finally, we have some additional resources that we'll be dropping in for more information.
Yeah, we tend to have a full webinar on each of the things we just talked about in the can already. We just didn't want to take up 10 hours of your time today. So if you want to dive deep on any of these specific sources of gas, then we'll have links there in. Yep, so we are good to go. If you have any questions at all about how to generate leads with kvCORE, or if you're watching this and you don't have access to kvCORE already, just use the button or the link or the something that you see near this video, or just head on over to insiderealestate.com and use our support portal anytime you want to. Thanks, Annalisa.
Thanks for being here, everybody. Bye-bye.